so like I suppose like my kind of I think I had a plan when I was in school about how I was going to be an actor and how I would get to that point. And if I could write a list of like when I was in school about the checkpoints I wanted to reach and hit those parts, that plan went completely out the window because it was that acting you can't. There is no set plan to become an actor, I suppose. So I did BYT obviously when I was from 12 until. I think I stayed for I think I stayed a lot longer than I was allowed to stay in BYT. I did drama in school and then went on to performing arts at college, where obviously I met you, Jack. And then I wanted to go on to do drama school. That was the main thing that I wanted to go and do. That was like how I thought things had to happen. So I applied for some drama schools, not all of them. I didn't really know too well what I was kind of like, what do I just that I would work, and then obviously had to spend loads of money getting trains up and down to London and hotels in London to do these drama school auditions. Got to the final round of two of the drama schools, and then didn't get into the two drama schools. It's one of them especially that I wanted to get to. So at the end of my college days, I was kind of like, I didn't really have a set plan of what to do after that. So I was a bit like, I was a bit lost to a point because all my friends had gone off to drama school, stage school or university, and I was kind of like still kind of trying to figure out where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And I had an agent at the time that I met through a tutor at Bury College, who'd kind of been putting me forward for work, and just so happened to that September, after everybody'd gone back to university, had put me forward for a job, and a week later I got the job and was filming for that job in Scotland. So it was a weird kind of like state where you have one plan, and then when it fails, or not fails, when it doesn't go as planned, you feel a bit lost. But the thing with this industry is there's always something else. There always might be something else around the corner that you could have a go at. And then after that, I just kind of continued to pick up work as an actor. I did National Youth Theatre in 2015, which I recommend to everybody. So I think everybody can and should apply for National Youth Theatre. I think it's an incredible organisation, and I got to come down to London and like train for a month with the National Youth Theatre. Then after that, moved down here, and again, just from that point onwards, I've been kind of trying to pick up work, trying to do auditions, and you know, it's a constant. There's never a point where you get to, I suppose, where you're an actor where you go, okay, now I'm an actor, now I'm safe and fine and it's steady. It's never that. It's a constant pursuit for the next bit of work. It feels like I feel like training is constant. It happens continually with every job you do, I think. It was a lot of like I suppose like improvisation. That was the main with BYT. We all loved improvisation. There's a lot of comedy, and just trying to do, I don't know, there's like just things we hadn't kind of like done before. Because I joined BYT when I was 12 and I enjoyed drama in school, but had never like had a youth theatre to do anything with. So a lot of it was all new to me. Doing improvisation things and just kind of getting yourself, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, and not being afraid to make a fool out of yourself as well, which is kind of what the main thing I learned in BYT was. It's okay to make a fool out of yourself, and you'll meet people who are also okay with making fools out of themselves. But I think to say that's probably my main takeaway from BYT after so many years there. I think that's something that stayed with me going into like acting and auditions as I got older. Make a fool out of yourself is fine. I think that's a great question, because I think a lot of actors love one or the other or both. Like it's for me, I love both, because they're both same but different. They're both kind of like you get something different from performing on stage. You get this live energy, especially if you're doing some comedy work, like the instant gratification from the audience when you tell a joke and it works and they laugh is like, nothing kind of beats that. Or if you're performing a dramatic scene and you can hold a silence and the audience is just kind of in the palm of your hand waiting for that next word. There's a certain like magic to theatre, but also with screen, it's a completely different technique altogether. You have to really tone things down and make things a lot more subtle and natural, and try to find how you can get across a point without wailing your arms around over here and making a big show of yourself. I love both of them. I always refer to both of them as kind of different meals. Like you've got but the same core thing. Like on stage, that's kind of like a roast dinner. You've got a chicken in there, but screen is like a Nando's. It's the same meat, but it's cooked differently, and you get a different experience from different things. Obviously, you can replace chicken with any kind of vegetable if you want, if you're a vegetarian or vegan. But it's the same kind of thing. It's just the same thing but cooked differently, and you get something different out of it with each meal. I think it's incredibly important. I think that it's as an actor, you can't really just be purely an actor. You have to be a creative. You have to live in that creative world to a point. And I think that writing is an incredible tool to have as an actor, because there'll still come a time, perhaps when you get older, where you feel like the role that you want to play isn't there, so you have to write that role yourself. Write the play, or write the short film, or write the TV show that you would want, and write that character that you want to be and that you would like to see. And nobody's gonna write that play for you. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna write that character that you really want to play for you. So sometimes you'll have to take that upon yourself, and knowing how to write is an incredibly useful tool. And I think, especially with respect with dancing, your physicality and is incredibly useful when you're adopting different characters and how a character would stand and move around the space. Comedians, like having that skill is incredible, because that comedic timing is everything for an actor. Sometimes an actor that's not funny playing a funny character never quite hits the mark, because they don't know how to be funny. But a funny actor playing a funny part usually always makes you laugh, and the jokes hit, because they know how to be how that comedic timing works. So all of these things help you become a better actor, whether you're a writer, a dancer, a comedian. And I think exercising all of those creative muscles will only make your acting stronger. It's living artistically and finding how you can use your other passions to help your acting. I think it's incredibly important, definitely. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of that show anyway. That show was the reason I started doing acting, was because I loved Christopher Eccleston and Doctor Who, and I think I saw something on, there was a TV show called Totally Doctor Who in like 2006 that was like, do you remember that? And it was everything Doctor Who, and I remember seeing like two brothers made a video, like they've made their own fan film of Doctor Who where they played two doctors, and I remember thinking, oh wow, if they can do that and just make something themselves, I can do that and pretend to be the Doctor. So that's kind of what got me into doing like drama and acting and this, that, and the other. And I remember, and I've watched every season, every episode. Whenever it comes out, I'll be watching it live on Sunday night now. But I remember when I got my agent messaged me saying that I've got an audition for it. I remember just thinking, I just couldn't. It was the job that I wanted to do all the time from being a kid and stuff. Like I wanted to do that job, and they sent me the script. The whole script, and this was like Jodie Whittaker's first season, so it was like, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is a mistake. They've sent me the whole script. I need to read it as fast as I can before they ask for it back. And then just practiced and rehearsed that audition piece, as much as I could until I got it to a point where I wanted it to be. Pardon? No. And then I did an audition with the casting director, and then that weekend, the day before my birthday, they offered me the part actually, and I was filming a couple of weeks later, but it was everything that you kind of wanted Doctor Who to be. You had the Kablam men robots strangling me at one point and doing crazy kind of like CGI chases and stuff like that. And I even got to do a villain speech to the Doctor at the end, which was incredible. But yeah, it was brilliant. I thought it was a lot of fun anyway. It definitely ticked something off the bucket list. Oh, that's a good question. My favourite director's approach are always directors that. So, a director has a lot to deal with on set. Like they've always got a lot to kind of like they've got a lot of juggling balls in the air. They're trying to look at the shot. They're trying to make the lighting right. They're trying to keep time because they've only got a certain amount of time to film these scenes and film these shots. But the directors that take the time that they need to take out of that to rehearse with the actors and to help the actors get to where they need to be to perform are my favourite kind of directors. Actor directors who kind of understand it might take a little bit more time to get into a certain headspace to perform a scene or something, but a director who takes the time to make sure that the actors are ready to film are my favourite kind of directors, because I'm a selfish actor and I want them to pay me attention. I think I don't know. It's a fragile balance. I think the writing has to be strong because that's your bedrock. That's your bedrock of the play, the writing. Everything else kind of like grows from it, and you have to build the play or build the film on top of the script. And you can add and make certain moments better, or this, that, and the other, or. But I think at the end of the day, if the writing of the script is a strong script, your job is a lot easier as an actor. If the script is a poor script, then it's a little bit harder for you to make certain lines work or certain bits work. So I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is making sure that the script is solid, because it makes your job easier as an actor. I think that's the most important thing. It's the basic thing. It's a bedrock, I would say anyway. I think there's a few. I'd say again, going back to kind of what we spoke about before, is to expect the change, good and bad. The expecting, if you don't receive the news that you want to receive, always keep faith and hope that you never know what might happen next week or tomorrow or the next month. There'll always be something with this industry, because it's so last minute and it's so sporadic that something may come up, and you have to keep that faith that you're working towards something. And also expect the change when you're in a job and you're sitting comfortable and you're going, I'm doing, like we said before, I'm the actor now, I'm in this job, you've got the trailer, you've got this, that and the other, and because when that job finishes, you're not going to have any of that stuff, and you're going to be back to the grind, back to trying to audition, back to trying to get the job. So keep your humility when you're in a job, and keep your head and your feet firmly on the ground, and expect that in a moment the change is coming and you won't be in that job anymore. But also expect that something else might come. I think living artistically, a director once told me to live artistically and surround yourself in a world of creativity, even if it's like we've said before, like going to comedians or doing some comedy or writing, or even going to museums. Like if you surround yourself by that artist, by creativity, again, all of that helps your performance. And my friend once said, "You're an actor, act," which I kind of taken to my mind that the work and the jobs aren't gonna come to you on a silver plate. You have to kind of act on things. You have to work towards those jobs. What is it? A cooked chicken isn't going to fly through the window. You've got to cook it yourself. You've got to work on it yourself. So if you feel yourself in a position where you're stagnant or you don't feel like you're progressing, what can you do to live artistically and be creative and act on those impulses to become an actor? How can you get there? So if you're an actor, act, I say, is a piece of advice that I got told once.
BYT, please unmute yourselves and thank Leo for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for having me and all the incredible questions. That was great. It really made me think a little bit. Didn't know where I was going with some of them, but no, thank you very much, and thanks for having me. And I look forward to coming when lockdown ends, being able to come back to Bury and see you guys doing your comedy and your plays, and I'd love to do that. So I'm sure Jack will keep me informed.